Hello there. Happy Friday. It's Fun Funky Friday. Good morning, elephants, and good afternoon, dinos. I have a story for you that's really important to me because I know we've been talking about the farm, and I know that you've been learning about what you see on a farm. But I want to make sure that it's important that you know how important it is to have a farm. Do you know why farms are important? Yeah. Otherwise, where would we get our food? Farmers and farms have animals that make food, grow crops that make food, vegetables and fruits and grains like wheat and corn and hay. Yeah. So this is a very important story. It's called Before We Eat. Before we eat. We don't think about that much. We say, oh, we're hungry and we get something to eat. And we don't think much about where that food comes from. So here's some really important people that we see on a farm that we can add to our list of people on the farm. Okay. So what do you see on the cover? What is that a picture of? This guy here, he's got a pitchfork. He's probably is the farmer who takes care of the hay on the farm or crops on the farm. This farmer is holding a whole box of, looks like potatoes. So she's a potato farmer. This guy has a milk can and a milk bucket. What do you think what kind of farmer is he? He's a dairy farmer. Dairy farmers raise cows and goats for milk, right? Look at this guy. He's got rubber pants and he's holding a fish. Yeah. Well, he's a fisherman and he's another person who brings food. Sometimes there's fish farms where they raise fish, right? So if you like to eat fish. This is called Before We Eat. It's written by Pat Bryson, illustrated by Mary Azarian. Okay. This is a book that is illustrated, which means someone drew the pictures. Okay. It's not photographs, but it's pictures of real people. So we have to decide if we think this is going to be a fictional made-up story or is it going to be an informational text, a non-fiction informational text. Can you guess yet? Okay, let's read it and we'll find out later. Okay, so this is called Before We Eat. And here we go. Here's a family sitting at a table, much like your family. As we sit around the table, let's give thanks as we are able to all the folks we'll never meet who helped provide the food we eat. I know that we talk a lot about giving thanks on Thanksgiving, where we sit around and give thanks, but every time we eat, we need to probably think about how thankful we are for the people who provide us with the food. And our parents give it to us, but we're thankful for them, but we're also thankful for these other people. So let's look at this picture. Where are they now? What's the setting of this page? Yeah, that's a farm. That's where they grow the crops. If you could look closely, they look like they're actually planting the seeds. Okay, they're planting the seeds. They plowed the ground and planted seeds. There's the tractor. Wow, they tended the fields and removed the weeds. Look at all those crops. What do you see growing? What do you think that is? It looks like lettuce or cabbage. I see onions. I might be peas up here, climbing up the peas, right? And you see what they're doing? They're using a hoe and another kind of instrument. I don't know what this tool is called, but they're pulling up the weeds because weeds grow and then weeds choke out the healthy plants. They picked the food at harvest time, working in the heat and grime, okay? Well, the food grows and someone has to pick it. At the end of the summer, around September, a lot of the fruits and vegetables that we plant come to fruition, meaning that they're ready to be picked. Harvest. Harvest is when you pick what you grew so that you can eat it. Oh, look at this. What animal is that? They grazed the cattle. Cattle, those are the cows, right? Grazing means that they let the cattle out, the cows, to eat the grass, because that's what cows eat. They graze on the grass. What are these animals? They fed the sows. These are pigs. I know you know that's a pig. And here's the little piglets, the baby pigs. The mama pig is called a sow. Rhymes with cow. That's how you can remember. What's going on in these two pictures? This picture, what's happening in that picture? And what's happening in that picture? Well, they gathered the eggs from the hen house and they milked the cows. I sent home an activity where you could practice what it might be like to milk a cow with a rubber glove. You should try it. They fished from boats out on the seas. These are other ways that we get food. The fishermen get our fish. They raise the wheat and nuts and honeybees. Look at that. That's the wheat. It's a big field of wheat. That's what we use to make flour, to make bread and crackers. And then here are the honeybees. Yeah, remember we saw the picture of the beekeeper? He has to wear all that equipment so that by accident he doesn't get stung by a bee by accident. Thank the ones who packed the crates, sorted boxes, and checked the weights. These are important people too, because somebody has to grow the crops, somebody has to pick the crops to harvest them, but somebody has to pack them in boxes to send to the stores. Very important. Thank the drivers on the roads in their trucks with heavy loads. Somebody has to transport, take it and bring it to the stores from the farms. Let's be thankful for those people. And all the clerks at the stores who did the grocery selling chores. We want to be thankful for the people who help sell the food in King Cullen and Stop and Shop and Trader Joe's. Especially now, they're working very hard. Thank the ones who bought this food, the ones who teach me gratitude. Gratitude means to be thankful. And who teaches us to be thankful, and who takes care of us and buys us our food? Our grown-ups. We're thankful for our grown-ups. Sitting at this meal we share, we are grateful and aware, sending thanks upon the air. Look at that. We're all sitting outside. In the summertime, we can sit outside and eat, right? To those workers everywhere, there they all are. Community helpers, all of them. They make it happen. They make sure that we get good, healthy, fresh food, and we are thankful, and I hope you're thankful too. And I hope you learned a little bit more about how food is grown and how food is made. Okay? Happy Friday!